From Creamer Media in Johannesburg, this is the Real Economy Report, our top stories this week. We provide a progress report on the Soccer City construction. Some links in the Gauteng Freeway project will be completed for 2010, and Zimbabwe relies on mining to kickstart its economy. As the kickoff date for the 2010 FIFA World Cup draws near, construction on stadiums around the country is drawing to a close. Irma Fenter visited Soccer City to see how work is progressing on the stadium.
Soccer City has been designed to represent an African pot sitting on a fire, thereby using a cultural icon to celebrate the first Soccer World Cup on African soil. Creating this image, though, is not as easy as it may appear, explains PDNA concrete and civil site engineer Zoran Lazarevsky.
Cladding is produced in Taiwan and erected and hang on structure by Austrian company Reader. Cladding that is fiber cement. We have 6 different colors and 3 textures on that cladding. When you're watching from some distance, you will get a feeling that it's real pot. Each panel that is, we have 33,000 square meters cladding, 22,000 panels. But this is really difficult job because each panel got only one place where you can hang it. If you miss that, you are in trouble. But companies with big experience, they work on some few airports, and they got big experience, and we didn't find any problem with them.
Soccer City will be completed well ahead of the June kickoff, says Lazarevsky, originally from Macedonia.
Everything going smooth, it's no problem. For that reason, I think that we'll finish this stadium to the end of year, maybe to the end of January. The stadium will be ready.
The 15 billion rand Gauteng Freeway Improvement Project will upgrade 185 kilometers of road network in the country's economic hub. Irma Fenter has the story after the break.
Construction on the Gauteng Freeway Improvement Project started in June last year. Today, on average, the project is around 33% complete, says South African National Roads Agency Limited project manager Alex van Niekerk.
The project is progressing well in terms of expenditure on the project. In total, for the first phase of the project, I think we're a third into the project. Some of the projects started earlier, so on those projects we're about 50% completion. And then obviously the ones that start later on, they will only be completed in about 10 months from now.
The Freeway Improvement Project has never been a 2010 FIFA World Cup program, but a few pivotal sections will be completed in time for the global sports event, such as the R21 Airport Road.
First section which will be completed is a section between Atterbury Interchange and this interchange, the R21 interchange. That is about 5.5 kilometers, which will be completed in October or November. And it will be open to traffic. Then the other sections that will be completed earlier is the R21 from Pretoria to the our Tambo International Airport, and then also a section of the N1 from Soweto to 14th Avenue. That will also be completed for World Cup, and that's by May 2010.
While the political light remains on amber, many are piling into troubled Zimbabwe in the hope of being established when the political light turns green. Martin Creamer reports.
While many investors still run a mile at the very utterance of the word Zimbabwe, others are filling aircraft and paying high hotel bills in Harare to have a look-see. Paul Runga comments.
Wow, but the hotel prices have gone through the ceiling. The flights are very full.
Full flights and high hotel tariffs aside, the main driver of the new interest in Zimbabwe is mining.
If you look at the incentives, the tax incentives alone, if you work, mining in Zimbabwe has a flat tax rate of 15%. With your special initial allowances, that comes down to 8%, which is phenomenal. You're not going to get that anywhere else. So there is a huge incentive. Your capital equipment is duty-free. Any losses may be rolled over. And there are a number of other incentives in the mining sector, specific to the mining sector.
So, is mining being singled out as the sector to kickstart the new Zimbabwe?
Definitely. You need to partner strategically with local investors, and definitely the indigenization and empowerment bill needs to be looked at. And I think for any company that's serious about a long-term future in Zimbabwe should look at empowering someone in Zimbabwe.
What the general sense is that most of us have picked up is that bit by bit things are moving in the right direction.
And now for a sneak preview of this week's Engineering News magazine. In our cover story this week, read how some energy-savvy South Africans have already taken the grid-free leap to power their homes and businesses from solar irradiation. Read about South Africa's 26 million rand Sumbandila satellite being in its correct orbit and performing as expected. And read how state-owned power utility Eskom is at odds with companies that are warning that South Africa could again face load shedding. And in Mining Weekly this week, read our cover story in which mining giant BHP Billiton says that a copper supply shortage is looming with a 10 million tonne supply gap expected in 2020. Read how coal miner Sasol is studying the conversion of carbon dioxide into fuel. And JSE-listed gold junior Simmerin Jack says it will continue resolving the differences with its black economically empowered shareholder Vulisango. That's Creamer Media's Real Economy Report. Join us again next week for more news and insight into South Africa's real economy.
Engineering news, not just for engineers.